Muy buenas noches. Good evening. Today I'm going to learn, study a little bit of English, and I hope the sound quality and the video quality, sorry, is not as bad as it is for you because I know it's not a good quality. But if overall, I hope you can take this time with me to study a little bit of English and learn a little bit more, right? Um, so if there are technical issues, sorry about them, but let's start. So today I want to uh, practice and learn a little bit more about report, and also I'm using um, used paper. I'm trying to recycle. So, in having that mindset, it's not going to look pretty, but I'm going to try to use all the spaces in the paper. So, I'm going to write everything in a like without spaces. So, I know it's not going to look good, but um, yeah, it's what it is. Alright, so today I want to study a little bit about reported, reported speech. And in reported speech, reporting verbs, reporting verbs, yeah, reporting verbs. And it says that reporting speech and reporting verbs are to report. We are going to write, that's, sorry, to report, there you go, to report what another person said. Oh, to report some, we will write to report someone else said, right? And we often use the verbs tell, ask, say. So we use the verbs tell, ask, and say, right? We use those three verbs, correct? So I don't have a good camera, sorry. Yeah. Say, however, we can also use other verbs. Oh, we can also use other, so we are going to write here other verbs. We can also use other verbs, right? Reporting verbs can be followed by another verb, an infinitive verb, or an ing verb. Alright, so it is used with another verb, verb, and this verb could be an infinitive verb, or an ing verb. Correct? So we have that. So we are going to see first here the reporting verb, reporting verb plus infinitive verb. Infinitive verb. Okay, and here I have some verbs for this part, and in this part we have the verb advise. Okay, advise. Good. Then we have the verb agree. Agree. Yeah, agree. Then we have the verb challenge. Challenge. Then the verb claim. Claim. Then the verb decide. Decide. Then demand. Demand. Okay. Demand. Persuade. Persuade. Okay. Then promise. Promise. Then refuse. Refuse. Then remind. Mind. Okay, so we have these verbs, reporting verbs. Then after these verbs we can put an infinitive verb, a verb in its infinitive form, so the reporting verbs here so are advise, agree, challenge, claim, decide, demand, persuade, promise, refuse, remind. Okay, then we have reporting. Same reporting verb plus ing verb. Okay, and in this section we have 6 verbs that we can use that are admit, apologize for, we have deny, we have insist on, okay, we have suggest, and mention. So in this section the reporting verb goes with the ing verb, and reporting verbs that we have in this section are admit, apologize for, deny, insist on, suggest. Okay, we have those reporting verbs. Now we are going to do an evaluative activity, and in here we have to discuss. So let's discuss these questions and answer them below. Okay, so first question is, why do you think it's important to know about the environment problems? Why? So that's the question. Why do you think it's important to know about the environment problems? So it's important. Okay, why is important to know about the environment problems? And in here we can talk about just the knowledge, not about what to do with the knowledge, just why it's important to know about environment problems. And I think it is important to know about environment problems. It's important, yes, because if we don't know about them, they are going to be worse, you know. So we have an environment problem now, and if we don't know about that problem, it's going to get worse. So the first step to resolve the problem is to know about the problem. So that's one. Second question is, what what news do you know about the environment problems in our city? Okay, so what news do you know? Right? What news do you know about the environment problems in our city? I don't know where you live, but where I live, um, there are many like people that work mining, right? They mine a lot, and the activity mining causes rivers to get uh, really with dangerous liquids, and it's not good for our health. So we have that problem where I live. So you can also talk about what problems, what environment, what problems your city has. Alright, the third question is, what would you do to help the environment? Okay, so what would you do? What would you do? That's the third question. What would you do to help the environment? This is a little bit complicated because the people that work mining has a lot of power in my country, so it's kind of difficult to do something. But I try to raise my voice with the rest of the population about this subject and try that our governors do something about it, right? That they could stop these people and yeah, or find a solution so the rivers and the environment is not being so they don't destroy the environment. Yeah, so but in the future I hope if we can make a referendum or something about it, I will be 100% doing my part. Alright, so those were some questions to practice our English. Right, now we are going to write. So it says writing narrative texts. Narrative texts. Yeah. So in here it says research and write a story about one of the environment problems. Read and use the information about narrative texts to write the story. So we have to write a story. Write story about. No, we have to write story. That's it. About one of the environment problems, and we have to do it using the information about narrative texts. In narrative texts, okay, so we are going to put here narrative text, narrative text, and narrative text. It is a text that is used to instruct or informs readers by telling a story. Kind of texts deal with imaginary or real world, and it can be fictional and non-fictional. In a narrative text, you can tell a story or recount it with your own words. Alright. So we are going to inform, telling a story about one of the environment problems that my country has. And like I said, mining is one of them. So I could say that. So we are going to write. So there are little communities, right? Communities that have gold in the rivers. Right, there are little communities that have gold in the rivers, and some people that really want money go there and destroy the environment. The rivers get poisoned. Yeah, poisoned with chemicals. That harm the people that live there, and also all the animals and plants. It is really sad. Yeah. So, yeah, it's really. So, maybe I'm not doing the homework right. The homework right. I'm not doing a good narrative text, but I'm trying to learn English. You know, English is not my first language, so I'm not putting so much thought in this too. So I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it because, yeah, if I had to put really thought on this, there will be a lot of spaces, silent spaces, and I don't want that, so I just go with the flow. Yeah, the what is the point is to practice. That's it. To practice, to talk, to write in English. So I hope you enjoyed and also learn a little bit more of English. And that's it for today. I hope I can see you tomorrow. I know that I don't have a good camera quality and sound quality, neither. I don't have that, but I will try to put some money in the future to have a better equipment. The lighting also is not good. my writing is not good either. Maybe my voice isn't good either. Whatever. Yeah. So see you next time. Um, I wish you the best. Cheers. Bye bye.